candidate to be the third wheel, the third host, Doug, of the up-and-coming show which has St. Louis really in a frenzy called Nick and the Badger. Joe's busy. I wanted him to say yeah, but he didn't. Welcome, Stacy.
Hi guys.
You're not good.
I'm excited to be here.
How did you get to be a candidate? Usually there's a huge vetting process. Usually there's a waiting line. Usually there's an interview process to weed out the people that might not be a good addition. How did you get to be a candidate?
Actually, the girl at my work, she had called me on Sunday, and she was like, hey, there's a show, they're looking for a co-host, girl into sports, and her husband happens to think I'm hot, so he's like, yeah, I think you'd be perfect for it, whatever, so they called me up, told me everything, and so I'm like, all right, thought about it for a minute, and then I'm like, I'll send him my email, so I sent him my email, and a couple pictures of myself, yeah, and my sports gear, my Mizzou shirts, my Cardinal shirts, and here I am.
For the listener that doesn't have a visual, she is an attractive brunette woman. Is that brunette?
Yeah.
That would be brunette.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it's
A little red tint.
red tint.
I'd say.
There's a
I
red
don't see a lot of red. I see brunette.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So why do you think you would be the perfect addition to a show that, to be honest with you, might really suck?
Don't say that.
No, he's right.
No, I actually think I'd be really good because I'm a girly girl, but I also love sports. I'm sitting on the couch every Sunday watching the Red Zone with them all, counting up the fantasy points, so I love the Cardinals, love going to the games, love watching it on TV. I'm not the girl who's at the club, I'm the girl who's at the sports bar sitting with the guys, so.
Are you familiar with 1380, this program? Charlie Marlowe, who is the number 5 guy at Channel 2, producer Joe. Stand up, please, producer Joe. Joe likes soccer.
Hello?
And he likes Freddy Krueger sweaters.
Yeah.
Well, I played soccer.
Do you know, but do you have any knowledge of the workings of the station, the phenomenon that is Tim McKernan's empire inside STL.com? Do you have any working knowledge of any of these parts?
I do. Actually, not till recently, though. I can't get 1380 in my car, so.
What?
Yeah, my car's terrible.
We have a booming. Oh yeah, it must be your car.
Yeah, it's terrible. It really is. It's
The
terrible.
problem is not your car. The problem is your car is 5 miles away from the station.
Gotta get closer.
No, actually, so I started streaming it live online, and it comes through real clear, so I've been listening to that at work, and I enjoy it.
Well,
So,
Charlie's
Yeah.
one of the co-hosts. Charlie, have at it. She's your gal.
Okay. And where do you work?
I work for optometrist. I'm an event planner.
Hold on. Now, you told us this earlier, and I'm thinking to myself, like, what events do optometrists, is there like, hey, we're having a retina fiesta on the landing?
Coma
Like, what
Fest.
events are
No.
there?
No, actually, they have a big meeting every year. It's got 7,000 attendees, and so we plan it all throughout the year, and that's pretty much what we do. Myself and 4 other girls. So.
Now, I'm not from here, and that's probably one reason the show will be bad. But
Charlie's an
No,
I
it's also
sense
your skill as a
my lack of
broadcaster.
talent.
Yeah.
But I sense a bit of a twang in your voice.
I hear that. I don't know why, but I hear that.
So you're born and raised in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Baldwin, though, that's outside 270.
Yeah.
That's west of 270.
I did live in Jeffco for a little bit, so maybe I got a
Did
little
you?
bit of the twang there. Yeah, for about a year.
And who did you play soccer for?
I just played for my school. I went to St. Francis of Assisi. I'm a Catholic girl, so I played for
In Oakville?
Mhm. Yeah.
And where'd you go to high school?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
Doug
you
likes to repeat stuff.
repeat stuff. And then you went to college where?
I did. I went to UMSL. I went to SIUE for a year, and then I went to UMSL.
UMSL.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
UMSL.
Doug. I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
SIUE UMSL.
And your favorite sport is baseball.
Yes.
Yes.
Currently football, because
Okay.
it's the season, so, go back and forth between the two.
And
So
you
you're
have
a
a
big Rams
fantasy.
fan.
You have a fantasy football team. You said.
I do not. I don't think any of the guys will let me in currently, but I'm trying to make my way in.
What does
break
that
my
mean?
way in.
Whoa, what does that mean?
You're an exclusionary group.
I'm learning. I know all the point. I know the point system. I
You
know
could go
everything.
to that
that's going-
CBS Sports line and jump on one of the leagues and have your own team. You don't need a man to open a door for you, ma'am.
I know. I'm just saying that's the main people I know that participate, and for money, for anything like that, would be guys. So I might get into Snap Draft. I just heard about that. So that's the
What is
new.
that?
I don't know
We don't
yet.
know
I have
what
to
that
go look into it, but supposedly you set your lineup every week and then you.
All right, let me
Okay,
ask you this before
so-
we get into a line of sports questioning. You'll be working with Charlie and producer Joe, both of which are single gentlemen, although Joe is very much in love these days and probably will be married within a week.
Oh.
Is there any danger and I know you said you have a pretty serious boyfriend. Is there any danger that the feelings could sprout for either Charlie or Joe? Joe, could you stand up one more time so you can get a look at you, please? He's a very handsome, good. Ladies love his style.
God, he's good.
He
looking.
wears snug-fitting sweaters.
Very good-looking men.
Is there a danger, in your opinion, at this point, from what you've seen, that a romance could flare out of the program and you could end up sleeping over with one of the two?
I'm going to go ahead and say no.
Why
because
is
my
that?
boyfriend is listening. So,
But if he was not listening, the answer would probably be yes.
I would definitely, I think they're both good-looking men. And, however, I don't know them yet. So,
Yeah, wait, why are you jumping to these conclusions? We just met, Kat.
Alex, can you just get a close-up of the dumb look on Charlie's face while she's saying there's a possibility that she could sleep over with one of the two?
So you've been dating for 2 years?
about 2 years, yes.
That's pretty serious then, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty serious.
What's he waiting for? What is this guy waiting for?
We want to move in together first, so, yeah, it'll be a little bit.
So why haven't you moved in?
Because I have to sell my condo first, and the economy's not the best for that right now, so
Yeah.
we're kind of waiting it out.
And then you'll move in. But your
Yeah.
parents are saying don't move in with this guy. Your mother doesn't like that idea.
No, they actually like him a lot, so I think they'd be happy for me to
And
move
he's a
in
good
with
sort, your boyfriend?
him. Yes, he enjoys sports, and that's about, we have a lot in common there, so that's
All right,
about...
before we get into the line of sports questioning, Stacy Diliberto is with us on the ITD Morning After on Team 1380. She's a candidate to be the number 3 person on Nick and the Badger. The
Why
callers
number
won-
3? She could be number 1.
Yeah, she'll
Could
pass
be number
me,
1.
for
That was
sure.
my bad. Thank
Yeah.
you, Doug, for
All right.
clarifying. We have a caller that wants to ask you a question. Let's bring him in. Good morning, Mike Lee. You're on the ITD Morning After.
Hello, Mike.
Really?
Which girl was that?
He just said gelato time.
Kelsey?
It's gelato time.
Wow, you gonna go on a date?
Huh. Well, good for you, Mike. What do you think of the young lady we have on this morning? Well, Stacy is here with us.
Stacy Diliberto is here. Well, Mike, to be honest, you have a girlfriend. I guess there's a double standard. Nothing you want to ask Stacy?
Oh,
Okay.
my word.
Okay.
Oh.
We apologize for that. We did not see that coming.
Oh.
Joe, how could I have known? How could I have known?
He's
All
a
right.
prophet.
Stacy, all right, this is the tough part, at least for the other candidates,
Okay.
where we begin to speak of sports, even in the most general way. There was an obvious thud in the answering process. Don't you think so far, Doug? There's been
Well, for most, but a few of them were somewhat
pretty much a thud.
versed. A couple of them were
Just
pretty
repeat
well
a
versed.
thud.
A thud.
Thank you. Boy. All right. What is your favorite team in St. Louis?
I'll have to go with Cardinals.
And who is your favorite player?
Holiday.
That play against the Dodgers has been the source of a bit of controversy during the audition process. Was that a catch, or was that a drop?
It was a drop. However, I do not think it was that big of a deal. I mean, I think it just happened. The timing was terrible, and obviously everyone wanted the win. So it was terrible timing, and I still love Holiday. So I'm a big fan still, and I would like to see him come back to St.
Why are
Louis.
you a big fan of his? Because he's a handsome gentleman, perhaps? Hmm?
That
And
chiseled
he has a
jawline.
very nice butt. And no.
What?
You don't talk like that
No,
on this
no,
show.
no.
What?
No, I think he's a great player. I think he was really good in the cleanup position, and I think he was great.
You judge baseball players by the cut of their caboose?
I do. Yes.
That's a little shallow, man.
So does Matt Holliday have the best caboose on the roster?
I would say Schumacher's a close runner-up.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. So what do you think it would take to re-sign Holiday? Any idea?
A lot of money. I don't think he'll accept anything but a lot of money. So, and I think he's worth it. So.
What about one of those G.I. Joe watches? If they threw that into the...
Or a
to the
keychain.
bar?
The keychain.
That
you
might
were
help.
speaking of earlier, yeah, that might get him in.
Hold on, another caller wants to talk to you. Good morning, Rudy. You have any question for Stacy? Okay, thank
What
you. His
Cardinal
question,
plays
what,
first
I
base?
speak